Some people are just bad for you even to give them a little respect. Here are 10 types of people you should never give your respect to. 1. The unjust. Stoicism, with its deep roots in virtue ethics, places immense value on justice. It perceives justice not just as a societal obligation, but as a personal virtue, essential for the well-being of the soul. The unjust person, in contrast, lives in a way that undermines social harmony and fairness. Their actions, motivated by selfishness or malice, show a blatant disregard for the rights and dignity of others. Stoicism teaches that true contentment comes from living in accordance with nature, which includes being just and fair in our dealings. The unjust individual, by choosing to act against these natural laws, distances themselves from the path of true wisdom and virtue. Stoic thought emphasizes the interconnectedness of humanity, where each person's actions affect the whole. Therefore, those who act unjustly not only harm others, but also disturb the moral order of the community. This deviation from moral and ethical standards makes it inherently difficult to maintain respect for the unjust, as their actions are in direct opposition to the Stoic principles of virtue and harmony. 2. The jealous one. Jealousy, in the Stoic framework, is a reflection of misguided values and a lack of self-awareness. Stoics believe that true happiness and fulfillment come from within, from one's own character and virtue, not from external possessions or the status of others. The jealous person, however, fixates on externalities, constantly comparing themselves to others, and, as a result, experiences continual dissatisfaction. This mindset traps them in a cycle of envy and resentment, preventing them from appreciating their own worth and capabilities. Stoicism advocates for focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts, emotions, and actions. The jealous individual, by surrendering control to external circumstances, diverges from this path of self-mastery and rationality. Moreover, jealousy often leads to destructive behavior, harming relationships and personal well-being. Stoicism teaches the importance of cultivating contentment and gratitude for what we have, rather than desiring what belongs to others. The lack of respect for the jealous stems from their inability to embrace these Stoic virtues, which are crucial for a harmonious and fulfilling life. 3. The ignorant by choice. Willful ignorance represents a deliberate departure from the Stoic pursuit of wisdom. Stoicism holds that knowledge and understanding are essential for making sound judgments and leading a virtuous life. Those who choose ignorance turn away from the path of self-improvement and enlightenment. This deliberate avoidance often stems from fear, arrogance, or complacency, qualities that are antithetical to Stoicism. Ignorance not only hinders personal growth, but also contributes to the spread of falsehoods and misunderstanding, negatively impacting society. Stoicism teaches the importance of seeking truth and wisdom, as these are the foundations of a virtuous and meaningful life. Respecting someone who knowingly embraces ignorance is challenging, as it contradicts the Stoic values of wisdom, justice, and integrity. In Stoicism, respect is earned through the pursuit of knowledge and the application of that knowledge for the betterment of oneself and society. Therefore, willful ignorance by its very nature erodes the respect that is accorded to those who strive for wisdom and truth. 4. The unreliable. Reliability is a virtue highly esteemed in Stoicism, reflecting a commitment to one's duties and responsibilities. The unreliable person, by contrast, exhibits a pattern of breaking promises and failing to fulfill obligations. This behavior is not only an injustice to others who rely on them, but also a sign of a lack of self-discipline and integrity. Stoicism teaches that our actions should be consistent with our words, and living a virtuous life requires us to honor our commitments. The unreliable person's actions demonstrate a disregard for the trust others place in them, which is a fundamental aspect of healthy and functional relationships. In Stoicism, respect is based on the consistency and reliability of one's character. An unreliable individual, by failing to demonstrate these qualities, undermines their own moral standing. The lack of respect for the unreliable stems from their inconsistency and failure to live up to the Stoic ideal of being a dependable and responsible member of the community. 5. The manipulative. Manipulation, the act of controlling or influencing others deceptively for personal gain, stands in stark opposition to Stoic principles. Stoicism values honesty, integrity, and treating others with fairness and respect. The manipulative person, however, sees others as tools to be used for their own ends. This behavior demonstrates a lack of self-control and wisdom, as it prioritizes personal gain over ethical conduct. Manipulators often create environments of mistrust and disharmony, disrupting the social fabric essential for communal well-being. Stoic philosophy emphasizes living in accordance with virtue, and manipulation is a direct violation of this principle. Respect in Stoicism is grounded in moral character and integrity. Thus, manipulative behavior, by its very nature, diminishes the respect that one might otherwise command. The manipulative individual, through their actions, showcases a profound disregard for the Stoic virtues of honesty and justice. In Stoicism, the integrity of one's character is paramount. Manipulative behavior, marked by deceit and exploitation, erodes the foundation of trust and respect in relationships. Stoics believe in the dignity and value of each individual, and manipulation is an affront to these principles. It treats people as means to an end, rather than as ends in themselves. This self-serving approach is antithetical to the Stoic ideal of living a life of virtue, where the well-being of the community is as important as one's own. Therefore, the lack of respect for the manipulative stems from their failure to align with the Stoic values of integrity, respect for others, and the pursuit of the common good. 6. The intolerant. Intolerance, in its many forms, contradicts the Stoic ideal of cosmopolitanism, the belief in a universal human community connected through reason and virtue. Stoicism teaches that all human beings possess inherent worth and dignity and deserve respect and fair treatment. The intolerant person, however, fails to recognize this shared humanity, often leading to prejudice, discrimination, and injustice. This behavior not only harms those who are subjected to intolerance but also impedes the personal growth of the intolerant individual. They limit their ability to learn from diverse perspectives and experiences, which is essential for developing wisdom and understanding. Stoicism advocates for the cultivation of empathy and open-mindedness, qualities that are fundamentally at odds with intolerance. The lack of respect for the intolerant comes from their refusal to embrace these Stoic virtues and their contribution to disharmony and division within the human community. Stoics believe in the power of reason and moral progress, and intolerance represents a significant barrier to these ideals. 7. The habitually angry or cruel. Stoicism views emotions like anger and cruelty as departures from rational thought and behavior. These emotions, when habitual, indicate a loss of self-control and a failure to act in accordance with reason and virtue. The Stoic approach to life advocates for facing challenges with calmness and rationality, rather than succumbing to destructive emotions. Those who are habitually angry or cruel lack the inner tranquility and self-discipline that are central to Stoicism. Their behavior often results in harm to both themselves and others, creating unnecessary conflict and suffering. Stoicism teaches the importance of understanding and managing our emotions, striving for a state of inner peace and equanimity. The habitual display of anger and cruelty signifies a deviation from these principles. Respect, in the Stoic sense, is reserved for those who demonstrate self-control and compassion, qualities that are conspicuously absent in those who are habitually angry or cruel. 8. The ungrateful. In Stoic philosophy, gratitude is seen as an essential virtue. It involves recognizing and appreciating the good in our lives, including the efforts and kindness of others. The ungrateful person overlooks these aspects, focusing instead on what they lack or desire. This lack of appreciation is contrary to the Stoic ideal of finding contentment and value in our present circumstances. Stoicism teaches that happiness comes from within, from our own perceptions and attitudes. By failing to cultivate gratitude, the ungrateful person misses the opportunity to experience the richness and fulfillment that comes from appreciating life's gifts. Their attitude can lead to a perpetual state of dissatisfaction and entitlement, which is at odds with the Stoic pursuit of inner peace and contentment. The lack of respect for the ungrateful stems from their failure to acknowledge and appreciate the interconnectedness of life and the contributions of others to their well-being. 9. The hedonistic. Stoicism does not denounce pleasure itself, but cautions against allowing it to become the sole focus of life. Hedonism, the pursuit of pleasure as the ultimate goal, is in conflict with the Stoic value of living a balanced and virtuous life. Hedonists often prioritize immediate gratification over long-term well-being, neglecting the development of character and self-discipline. This pursuit can lead to excess and moral laxity, hindering one's ability to face life's challenges with resilience. Stoicism advocates for moderation and self-control, teaching that true happiness is found in living according to nature and virtue. The hedonistic lifestyle, driven by the pursuit of pleasure, often leads to a disregard for these principles. As a result, it becomes challenging to respect those who prioritize hedonistic pleasures over the cultivation of virtue and moral integrity. 10. The betrayer. Betrayal is a grave violation of trust and moral integrity, deeply opposed to Stoic principles. Trust and loyalty are foundational elements of human relationships, and betrayal represents a deliberate undermining of these bonds. Stoics emphasize living truthfully and honorably, valuing the integrity of one's word and actions. Betrayers, by deceiving and harming those who trust them, exhibit a profound lack of these virtues. Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on ethical living and the importance of social bonds, regards betrayal as a serious moral failing. It reflects not just a momentary lapse in judgment, but a deeper character flaw. The act of betrayal can cause significant harm, breaking the trust that is essential for meaningful and supportive relationships. In the Stoic view, our relationships and how we treat others are central to our own moral development and the health of the community. Betrayal, therefore, is not just an offense against the individual who is betrayed, but a transgression against the community and its values. The lack of respect for the betrayer comes from their failure to live up to the Stoic ideals of integrity, honesty, and loyalty. These are virtues that Stoicism holds in high regard, essential for the maintenance of social harmony and personal virtue. The betrayer, by choosing deceit and selfishness over these virtues, demonstrates a significant departure from the Stoic path of moral and ethical living. My Stoics, have a small but real and good circle of people around you. Good luck, subscribe, and I will see you in the next Stoicism video.